Get you going here. Coming on into the Zoom. So, oh my gosh, I had to go live because we were talking and it was getting so good. I was like, oh gosh, we gotta talk about this when we go live too, because and that's what I'm really excited about, is just really having a conversation with you. So those of you that don't know, this is Song Lopez, and she is a celebrity makeup artist, I'm going to say, right? We can say that. She has like accolades like you wouldn't believe. You can look up her website if you want to read all about her. But she is a celebrity makeup artist in Las Vegas, and she's been in the industry for many, many years, has so much experience, but she is going to she's going to say it like it is and just really talk about her journey and what she has going on now. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, Song.
Blessings, guys. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I just want to say there's no mistake that you're here. I'm so excited to share my journey with you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, but just blessings and thanking you for being here and spending the time with me. I have been in the makeup industry, beauty industry, if you will, for 20 plus years. I started in the 90s. It was a passion. Actually, it wasn't anything I wanted to do. I wanted to be a veterinarian, a flight attendant, the traditional jobs. That's what we thought we wanted, teachers, when we were in the 90s. And I was doing my friend's makeup because I wasn't allowed to wear it. I had very strict parents. So I would sneak over, and we had Wet and Wild. We'd light it, and put our little kohl liner on and go home and take it off. You remember those times? Because the makeup was not as good as it is now these days. Anyway, I started doing my friend's makeup at school. And it kind of progressed into, will you do my weddings? And I was like, oh, okay. And then as I graduated, a friend said, why don't you become a makeup artist? I lived in Seattle, Washington. I wasn't in LA or anything. I'm like, people can make money off of makeup artistry? I kid you not, the universe is so beautiful. It's kind of like it was, you ask and you shall receive. And so I went to the Seattle Times and I started to look for makeup artistry jobs, because that's how you look for jobs back in the 90s, is through the newspaper. It's the ads. Wow, I'm really dating myself.
The classifieds.
The classifieds. Yeah. And there was a salon and spa in Seattle, Washington called Jean Juarez, and they were hiring, I kid you not, makeup artists. Okay, so I called and they said, bring in a friend and we're going to audition you. Well, of course, I brought in my gorgeous girlfriend. You could just put, a blush on her.
Like eye shape and everything, yeah.
And I always did her makeup, so it was easy. I bring her in. They set me up with a huge counter, and they actually had custom blend at the time, and all this makeup. That's why it's going to come full circle.
Really? Okay, this I didn't know. This is going to get good.
I started my career off in custom blend. So it's a full circle story. And so they left me at this huge makeup counter and they go, we'll be back in an hour. Of course, I was like, oh gosh, how do I do this? I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing. I did her up. They came back and they're like, okay, you're hired. We're going to send you to our school. So they ended up sending me to schooling for the salon. And I landed the job and ended up working at the spa at the salon. So they went to Vegas for an esthetician show. They said, if you would like to go, you're going to have to pay your way, but let's do this. Go to the show. Of course I'm going. And I thought, I went to these classes for these big makeup schools in LA. And I thought, I want to do movies. I want to go to Hollywood. So I ended up packing up my bags, moving to Las Vegas because it was much cheaper than California. And I thought, I'm going to work and I'm going to save money and I'm going to head over to LA. All the mumbo jumbo in between, Hollywood came to Vegas. So I didn't really have to leave. I started working on award shows. I found a really amazing mentor who took me under her wings, and she's a dear friend of mine to this day. And she showed me the ropes, and I've worked on the Country Music Awards, iHeart Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards. I've keyed many different commercials and TV shows. And so here I am in Vegas for now 20 years this month, my anniversary. And that's kind of how I got started in the makeup field.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've known you now for a couple years, and there was some things in there that I hadn't heard yet. So I appreciate you sharing all of that. But what we were talking about, I can't even talk because I'm like so excited. Before we went live was kind of like what you have been doing this year in 2020 and, how your career has kind of shifted. So do you want to let everybody know what that
Oh,
is?
oh my gosh, 2020 has been such a beautiful year. Yes, I know we've had so many crazy twists and turns, but guys, leaning into what is like counting your blessings. I just literally started saying, I'm so blessed. I have this, I have that, I have this. And so, what I started doing, because, I lost my whole career
Mhm.
over COVID. I had everything booked up for the rest of this year, these big projects that were going to pay for everything that I live off of to $0. Okay. So I always just kept focusing on the blessing. I focused on the blessing of my own brand, my own business. I started to build myself up with my SaaS brand. SaaS is short and sweet with song. And I incorporated my custom blend and things like that in it. And I just think that this is a year of growth. If you focus on the negatives and you focus on what you don't have, then you're going to get more of what you don't want and you don't have. So in the beginning of COVID, I made a decision because 20 is my favorite number. So I was like, 2020, this is so exciting. It's my year. Well, guess what? I turned it into my year and I made 2020 vision and everything. And I'm going to tell you, I still don't have my production job that paid for everything, but what do I have? I have growth. I have manifested a life that has really shown me that I am the creator of my own reality, and I can actually, as I'm growing, I'm actually kind of reinventing myself, if you will. And I just have to say, I want to go back to last week's Motives Monday with Mike Cutie. You guys, this is a man who manifested his reality. He took something that he knew nothing about. I posted a quote today on my Instagram that said, it was by Richard Branson, I don't know if it's verbatim, but the basic thing is, it's if somebody offers you an opportunity, say yes and then figure out how to do it later. And he is the epitome of
Is.
somebody that had nothing to do with the beauty industry, but he turned the beauty industry into his reality. And here I am in the beauty industry, and I'm trying to find my own way out of it, not out of it, but in the production world, because I kind of don't have a choice right now. So I'm turning my own business into my new kind of job, if you will. So I'm a hiker. I love to go on the trails. Every weekend I'm gone. I was just in Sedona. I was in Big Bear. I got Utah this weekend, Mammoth next weekend. I mean, there's just millions of things going on. And so my brand has really become uh, me being this person out on the trails who is positive and has this positive energy. And then I have my makeup line. And people are like, what is that? I'm like, oh, this is my Lumi stick. And so really my brand I'm able to bring to the trails, and it's super organic. Yeah, it's not in the studio or anything like that, but it doesn't matter, because what I did was lean into what was and turn it into an opportunity. And I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Not trying, I am doing it. And so I think that, as I sit here, I feel so blessed to have this opportunity. And there is every reason why you are on here, sitting here listening to this, because you are me. You are my cutie. There's a reason the universe has brought you here to, experience this. So I'm really excited for you as I'm sharing our wonderful line. Yeah.
I love that. And so I just want to kind of back up a little bit, because you actually have been partnered with the brand now for a few years. And so what you were doing was, you were kind of implementing it in with what you were doing, like on set or, with your production work. And then things kind of changed, obviously, around March of this year. And it kind of forced you to look at things maybe a little bit different and pivot in a way where you're like, okay, I have to kind of reevaluate, how things are going, because now we don't know how long, things are going to be this way. I'm just kind of putting words in your mouth, I guess. But me, that's,
Nope.
that's what
Agreed.
I've kind of experienced myself. So, and then when you talk about kind of like, branding yourself, can you just talk about how you used Custom Blend to do that?
Yes. Well, I like to call it leveling up. I mean, this is the topic here, guys, right? So I was in the makeup field. I was promoting all kinds of other brands. I was funneling money to, all these people. And I will take it back to, I was introduced to modes in 2008. It was at the beginning, I think, of motives. Now that, hindsight 2020, at the time, I didn't know. And I actually, from this woman that introduced it to me, I was in my early 30s. I was a celebrity makeup artist. I couldn't be bothered with this, but I said to myself at the time, did they have custom blend in 2008?
Yes.
They did? Okay. So I was intrigued by the palettes. They had these really great palettes. Well, she ended up letting me buy it, and I ended up using motives in my kit for years, but I just wasn't in that place of partnering. Fast forward to a few years ago, I hunted this woman down that introduced me to motives, and I was looking for her. I found all my emails from back in the day. I reached out to her and I said, hey, I love the product. I've used it, and I'm ready to partner. She goes, well, I'm not doing it anymore. And I thought, you know what? Just because somebody says no today, she planted that seed. And at that time I was young. The industry was much different. The industry was really about what line are you promoting? What do you have in your kit, right? When I grew up, if you will, in the industry, and I realized some of those products are crap. I'm not even sure I want to have them in my kit, and I don't even want the discount. I don't want to promote your stuff if I have to love it. So enter in, the custom blend. I am so passionate and in love with our whole line. It literally stands up to, if it's either equal, if not better than some of the products that I use. So how I've incorporated it in my kit is I would have all the palettes in my kit. I would take custom blend to set. If I had, especially if I had one or two talents, I would practice on them, use them, share it with them, just kind of sharing what these products do. And that was kind of my way of practicing as I incorporated it. But the real business, in doing the custom blend, I did it at home. So and when you have, 10 talent, it's kind of hard to, start mixing all that stuff in there. So I really incorporated that. And then now my whole kit is all motives because it's the best. I love it. So, and it really does start with wearing it. If any of you have any questions about it and you're wondering how good it is, wear it. Actually, my friend, when she got some of the makeup, she went out and did a bride out in Mount Charleston out here. And she came back and was just like, I'm so in love with the makeup. But it took her to play with it, to use it, to put it on, to really understand. And she's a beauty pro. So that's kind of how I incorporated into my, makeup by song business on set.
And then do you want to share how you started doing virtual consultations too as well? Because obviously there was a time where you couldn't really get together with clients. So tell everyone about that.
Yeah, not even get together with them, but it just didn't seem, like our business is touching, it's feeling, it's getting together with somebody. But with COVID and everything, I think there was a time where people were just like, I am so sick and tired of not wearing makeup and not having things. So, they were ready to, they were questioning me on FaceTime. So I started doing FaceTime calls, just, makeup lessons and things like that. And I started taking the classes. I think I've taken like 6 custom blend classes from different teachers, educators, if you will. And I started building bonds with these educators, and just they've been the key to me doing the custom blend. I'm going to tell you something about what Motives has, and they have a foundation. Like, you literally could want for nothing. You got to do a little research. You got to, you have a business. Okay. This is a legit business, and they have set everything up for you. You just got to get in and do it. Just like Mike Cutie. If you didn't see that last Monday, get over there.
Yes, it was good.
It was so epic. I just adored him. He was amazing. But yeah, so I'm sorry, I lost that train. What was I talking
about? The consultations, the virtual.
Yes. So I started taking the classes, and then I offered it on my Facebook, on my Instagram, and I started getting messages. And the really cool thing about getting those messages, you get to spend time with them on FaceTime at their time, at their comfort level, and get to know them. And I would have them send me 3 photos, different photos, 3 to 5, depending. And I would get to know them a little bit, like what their lifestyle was, how much they would be using it. And then I would be able to offer them, you know, either BB cream, something with more coverage. And it's just been a huge success. It's actually, I kind of prefer it.
Yeah. So can you like tell everybody like how you've had to level up and like, because I don't know if people really understand like how hard you were working like as of even last year, like just, you know, on location all the time, like long hours, and you know what it looks like that now as far as just having like that time freedom, right? Because you have like more control over your time.
So, like I said, 2020 has been such an incredible year of growth personally for me. And I lost all that production work, but I think in that I found the gift, and the gift is my time now. I'm living my best life. I really am living my best life, living it. I'm out in nature. I'm out exploring. I'm out doing these things. And then during the week, I have my, you know, business, or when I'm out on the trail, you know, people, I was just telling Lee that I had, you know, these little energy healing parties at my house, and in the middle of it, I'm like, my lips are dry. So I'll pull out my lip mask and everyone's trying it. And the next thing I'm like, where did you get that from? I'm like, oh, it's my brand, you know, it's my product. And the next thing you know, they're like, give me one. Everyone like wants one, but it's just authentically happening. It's just you know, who I am. And I'm so fortunate and blessed to have this vessel, this opportunity to be able to provide that for them and make an income and still live, you know, a great life. So being on set 10 to 15 hours a day, and then, you know, you're waking up hours before that, driving over there. I don't honestly know how I survived doing this for 18, 19 years. I just don't. The grind was insane. And then to be in this place now where I can take my time with an individual, I'm not rushing them. I got to go. You got 10 minutes, and then, you know, we got to go. I'm actually able to invest in people, and,
Yeah.
you know, people are investing in me, you know, because of the time that I'm giving them. So I'm magnetically attracting these things by just living authentically. And and I have this beautiful gift to share.
I'm so happy that you were, you know, first of all, I know we've said this to each other where you're like, I'm so thankful that I had this, you know, because what if you wouldn't? Like, I don't know. Nobody knows really what would have happened, right? Or
if I didn't have this, I don't know that I'm not working in the makeup field right now. I'm just not. I don't have a job to go to like I do. I have, you know, this, and I really have no idea.
yeah.
You know, I really don't see, I think I would be a lot more stressed and a lot more worried, you know, but I had this. So to me, it was just like, oh my goodness, now I can focus on this. Now I can put my love and energy into this. And that's what's happening now.
I love that because you didn't know that you would need it when you needed it the most. And, you know, I just know from my experience, that's sort of my story as well, although it's different, but kind of in the same sense where I was attracted to the brand for other reasons, but then it ended up giving me my time freedom as well, and just ended up doing so much more than makeup, right? Or
Yes.
incorporating it into my salon. It built me as a person, and I think that, you know, I love seeing that you're having that growth now. I mean, your energy is just radiating. I mean, I can feel it even though we're talking through Zoom. I mean, it's just amazing. And just to give people hope that you can level up, and you can decide tomorrow that you're going to do things differently. You're going to say yes to things. You're going to take a good look at maybe custom blend or motives as a brand. The great thing about it is, I know we've had some questions. You know, people are like, well, I'm not really in the beauty industry, but I'm new to motives. I want to learn how to custom blend, or I want to learn more on how to do this. Do you want to just talk about that a little bit? Like, where did they start? What did they do?
Yes, yes, you guys. Modus has all kinds of trainings and all kinds of classes. You have everything in your back office. The best way that I can explain is you have to do a little investigating and a little thing. And by doing that, you're going to, just trust the process. Just trust, just get into it, get in those back offices, start, get on these motive sites, typing in what you're like custom blend, if you're in it, you have the recipe books, start reading those books, start understanding the color theory. When a class is offered, take it, play with it, then go play, practice, take it again. Because whatever knowledge comes in little waves. So you're going to pick this up, pick that up. I've taken it 6 times. I'm a professional makeup artist. I started in custom blend. I came back full circle to custom blend, and I'm still taking the class. And I'm taking it from different educators because they have different ways of, like, the basis is pretty much the same, the color theory and all that stuff, but somebody might resonate with you. Somebody might say it differently with you. Invest in your business, and you're going to get educated. You're going to get confident. You're going to find your way, but you gotta put the time in, and it's so worth it. It's so exciting.
And right now they're all virtually online, so you can actually take them, and they're actually half off of what the price was prior, which was very affordable. So they're even more affordable now. And what's great about the curriculum is we can teach anybody to blend. It doesn't matter if you've never picked up a makeup brush before. The curriculum is so like step by step, and we can do it online, which is so cool. I mean, the fact that we can actually teach people color theory and how to mix and how to do that. Anybody can take the class, whether you're involved with our company or not. So maybe you want to take a look at what this custom blend is. I know, like, everybody's so excited about custom blend, and then sometimes we do these and people are like, what is custom blend? We can make pretty much anything, not only foundation, but we can make blushes, bronzers, eyebrow pomades, lip creams. I mean, you name it, it's so customizable. Then we also have makeup that's already packaged on our website. Everybody that's partnered with our brand gets a website, their own personal URL, so they can send their clients, so you never lose the sale. We have skincare, we have other divisions, and that was something we were talking about too, where you're like, oh my gosh, like all the products I use in a day, and it's all my brand. Like, I'm getting paid to actually buy my products.
Exactly.
That's powerful.
Yeah. So when I was telling Lee earlier, like, I go on my weekend trips to, I was in Big Bear, and I remember in Sedona, I like pull out all my stuff, and it's like, oh, I've got my deodorant. I love our deodorant, by the way. Oh my gosh. Because it's all natural, but I have my deodorant. I've got my toothpaste. It's my brand. I'm wearing my jewelry right now. It's like, people are like, where'd you get that? I'm like, it's my jewelry. You can, and it's just, you have to be a product of the product. But more importantly, it's just like, I love it. The stuff is fantastic. And I'm sharing something I would share with anybody. If they're like, what do you like? I'm like, this is what I like. This is what I wear. And the biggest thing is you don't have to be a beauty pro. Okay. This is not about being a pro makeup artist. Again, go back to last Monday, and that will quiet you up, because Mike will explain. He didn't know a thing about it. He was not in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very empowering that all these people that come on here and talk, somebody's going to resonate with you. I'm resonating with someone out there. Mike resonated with somebody out there. Get involved. Stay checked in. We're here to help you. We are all here to answer questions. I've always said, if you need to reach out to me, please do. I will answer your questions. I have many people who message me, and I will do my best. But we're all at different places in life, right? So if somebody would love to be in my position right now, oh, I would love to be a freelance makeup artist and do all these things, as I'm now reinventing myself and kind of like, I'm deciding maybe I don't want to go back into there. Been there, done that. I am now reinventing myself within my own line, my own brand, and I think it's really important to find out who you are, become authentic. Everyone's different. People, you don't have to be like Lee. You don't have to be like Mike. You don't have to be like me. You got to be you. People are buying into you. People are wanting to support you, and just find your little niche and how you can do it. And it's just, it's profound.
True. And the other thing is to learn to do new things, push yourself out of your comfort zone. I know Mike talked a lot about that last week, but when you're reinventing yourself and you have new goals, unfortunately, you have to take steps toward things that you maybe were scared to do, but that's the only way that you're going to grow. And I always say, well, I know that I'm alive then when, things don't, when you're pushing and it's uncomfortable and it's like, hey, I can feel it. I'm alive. That means I'm going to grow. And then my comfort zone gets bigger and I got to find something else, and it can be the littlest things. It can be something that's maybe easy for you, but maybe not so easy for me. But I mean, I absolutely just love your message. So my next question is, what advice would you give somebody that, I'm going to just kind of keep it beauty industry centric right now, just because I know a lot of beauty professionals are in a tough spot right now. But I'm also going to say, hey, if you've ever kind of wanted to be in the beauty industry too, like what steps should they take? What advice do you have for them as of now? Moving forward.
Exactly. Well, and just to go off what you said, growth never came from comfort zones. Okay. So if this is something you want to do, act now, get into it. Stop thinking about what could go wrong and start thinking about what could go right. Okay. Because I would rather do something and fail at it than go back 20 years from now and go, well, I wish I would have. Okay. This is no time for thinking. This is a time for doing. Okay. The time is now, not tomorrow, not next week. What is the worst that could happen? You tried it. And the worst is that you did something, you learned something, you grew from it, you found out if you liked it. I mean, I always said this, and this is the message I've been talking about later. I asked somebody, would you like some of this? No, I don't want it. I'm like, well, have you tried it? Well, no. And I go, then why are you saying no? So I always say yes. And then if I don't like it, I can say no. So if you have any questions, I just say, when it comes to beauty, and you're passionate about it, what are you waiting for? There's no perfect time. The only perfect time is right now. Time is going by so fast. So if you're sitting there right now and talking to you, if you're sitting here going, oh, I've been sitting on this for, a year now, 2 years, I want to do it. This is for you. You can literally play. We have educators. We have so many people that are willing to help you. We have every Monday, there's a session. Every Wednesday, there's a session. It's mind blowing. You literally cannot fail. The only thing that can fail is your mind telling you can, and that's what's going to happen. So, I mean, I just don't know how to say it any more clear, But if you want to do it, I'm telling you right now, it's such an incredible. It's such a feel good. When somebody sits in my chair, when I custom blend from afar, and they're like, and I have them swipe my foundation with the foundation they were using, and to go, wow. That was spot on. I always take pictures and have them do that because I want to see what they were wearing versus what I did. Right. Do you know how empowering and how rewarding it is to help somebody, to be a solution to their problem? Right. You're just going to level up organically. You're just going to become this being. And so I just really encourage you to just say yes. Stop wondering what could go wrong and just say yes. Say yes
it's
to
really a way for us to kind of lock arms with each other too as professionals and be like, okay, there's a different way. We can kind of like look at this a little bit different, actually plug into a proven business plan that actually pays us residual incomes with retail profit, very different obviously than anything else out there. And it's a way for us to be like better in numbers, right? Yes. I mean, like you said, there's so many people that are willing to help with whatever, but truly want to help, not just like that fake kind of help, right?
No, and let me tell you something. What these artists and business-minded entrepreneurs, okay, we're entrepreneurs, okay? There's artists, there's entrepreneurs. I mean, Mike's an entrepreneur turned beauty artist. So the bottom line I want to tell you is they're posting on our pro page when you become a partner. They're not keeping the information to themselves. They're expanding, they're sharing because they do know when they give, they get back more. Okay, so nobody out there, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's a great idea. Maybe I can incorporate that with SaaS. Even though I'm a beauty pro, I learned so much from these really creative minds that are sharing their gifts. And so you are not just hanging out there wondering, you literally are plugged into everything if you choose to. You got to get in there and do it though. You got to get in there and plug in and watch the videos, sign up for the Zooms, take action, and be that entrepreneur that you are.
Yeah. So if there's any guests watching, what would your answer be if I asked you? I didn't tell you I was going to ask you this, by the way.
Bring it on, sis.
But why Motives over any other brand? Why would somebody want to choose Motives?
Oh man, there's
I
so
know
many
there's so much you
reasons.
could say, probably.
There's so many reasons. The quality. I mean, let's start there, okay? Because I cannot put anything. I love that if I'm out camping or hiking, I decided I didn't want to use my wipe to take my makeup off, that I'm not, you know, the minerals, the pure minerals in there. The research that they do to make sure that we have the best of the best products, you know, being that we are a product brokerage company, we go to these places and we don't waste money on advertising and dumping all that money in there. We go in there, we were like, what is the best? We want that for our you know, business partners. So they've already done the footwork. It's all red carpet makeup. I mean, I can do it with, I can actually stand behind this and feel good about it. The greatest part is I am a walking billboard. Whatever I put on me is all Motives. It's all my brand. Somebody's like, what's that? I'm constantly sharing what it is that's mine. And then I make, you know, my own money off of it. I mean, to see what's in my little bank account, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna leave that there for a little bit for a rainy day. You know, that's in my bank account right now, immediately after I sell it. I mean, it's like, there's just so many different reasons, but it really is about the quality for me. And how many times we bring out new products. They're constantly doing more research, staying up with, you know, they're doing all the footwork.
Right.
You know, they're making sure that we're up to times on all our products. I don't have to do that. I don't have to go, oh yeah, this is the new product that's going. They're telling me, I'm like, oh, because they're in that market research for us. So there's just so many. I love it.
I can't wait for everybody to find out about all the new products we're going to be launching within the next few months. We actually have our international convention coming up in just a couple weeks, where everybody that attends that is going to learn all about the new products. And I'm like, oh, I just wish I could tell everybody, but you guys will be blown away. Like, these are revolutionary products. Like, what doesn't surprise you any, I'm sure, but
nope.
Oh my gosh, you guys will not believe what we have coming up. So make sure you attend that. If you want more information on that, obviously, you know, reach out to whoever invited you to this, or reach out to one of us. We can definitely give you that information. But I want to know, like, what is next for Song and Sass? Like, what do you see going forward?
You know, going forward, I'm really just kind of in this place of empowerment, empowering people to be their best selves, to create their reality, to know that what their thoughts become things. So if you're going to become something, let's every day focus on your blessings, start creating your reality by putting in those positive thoughts. If you want to be a makeup artist or a beauty professional, then you start, you know, putting that out there. So with that SaaS, it's kind of like motivational SaaS, you know, short and sweet with Song. I am now using my brand to empower people. And that's kind of the direction that I'm going in. So when I'm speaking to women and talking to them, it starts from the inside, starts from your mindset. And let's start working on, you know, when you feel good and then you want to look good, and then you start adding these things, skincare and makeup. So I just feel like I'm definitely on a path, the direction that I want to go in. And it's taking me away from the production world, which I actually have no choice. I mean, it's kind of like COVID made that happen. And so now I'm reinventing myself with my brand SaaS. And I definitely feel from the core of my being that I'm going in the right direction. And I'm so happy and proud and blessed that I have this, you know, tool to use. And I'm going to tell you guys, you got to do the convention. You got to do the convention. It is mind-blowing, life-changing. If you don't have your ticket, get in there. I will see you there.
Yes, and it will be like, you guys, it's not going to be just like a Zoom session like this. It's going to be a huge production. You can only get access if you have a ticket. I have seen a tentative agenda. I can tell you that it's going to be packed full of all sorts of things. Like when Song says you don't want to miss it, like if you miss it, you will not know what's going on because it's going to be like so much information. So it is 3 days. It is the 11th, 12th, and 13th, I believe. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of September coming up. But in closing, is there anything else that you wanted to say before we go?
Invest in yourself and take a look at this opportunity. There's a reason you're here. I mean, if you've been thinking about it, if you have any questions about it, I am here too. You're more than welcome to reach out to me, but I just want you to believe in yourself and know you just got to say yes, and you just got to get started and just trust the process, and just know you have an army. And I'm not even kidding, an army of professionals and entrepreneurs that want to help you, that are there for you, that are going to hold your hand when you need it to, but you also got to do the work and invest in yourself, you know? And I think that that is the biggest thing, is that you got to take that time.
I love all of that. Well, I just so appreciate you. And I think that, like you said, everybody that was listening had to hear this message. We will keep the recording up on the Motives by Lauren Writing Your Facebook page. So, you know what? I think that everybody should share this video, because I think that in a time that we're in right now, people need to hear positive things. They need to see people growing. They need to know that it's not all doom and gloom. And I think that, you look at the news and we unfortunately see a lot of that. So I am just so thankful for not only you, but your message. And I was a little selfish because I couldn't wait to like hang out with you virtually tonight.
Well, I couldn't wait either to catch up, but it is lean into it.
I also wanted to share you with everybody so they could all hear you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Blessings, everyone.
Yes. Blessings. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks again, Song.
Thanks, guys.